Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be sharing the story of David. And this story is told by Michelangelo himself. I'm Michelangelo, and this is my David. I was 31 when I took on that cursed block of marble, 31 already famous for my Pietà, already known as the sculptor with a touch of the ancients. But David was something else entirely. That block of marble had a history before my hands ever touched it. Agostino di Duccio had abandoned it in 1466, claiming it was flawed, riddled with imperfections. Antonio Rossellino tried his hand at it next and gave up just the same. For 40 years, the massive piece of Carrara marble sat in the workshop of Florence Cathedral, unwanted, dimmed, worthless. When the opera, the official overseeing the cathedral's work, approached me in 1501, I knew immediately what others couldn't see. Where they saw flaws, I saw possibility. Where they saw an awkward, narrow shape, I saw a young warrior, tense with anticipation, preparing to face a giant. Let me tell you something about marble. It's not just stone, it's alive. Each block contains a figure imprisoned within it, and the sculptor's task is merely to remove the excess, to liberate what's already there. My David was waiting in that rejected bloke, waiting for me to find him. I worked like a man possessed. For 3 years I carved alone, allowing no one to see my progress. I set up wooden panels around the marble to ensure privacy. I didn't need assistance, they'd only get in my way. I slept little, ate less. My back ached, my fingers bled, my eyes burned from marble dust, but I kept carving. I started from the front and worked my way backward, a method most sculptors would call madness. One mistake, one miscalculation, and the entire work would be ruined. But I saw him so clearly in my mind that my hands simply followed what my eyes already perceived. The people of Florence had no idea what was emerging in that workshop. They knew only that Michelangelo Buonarroti was carving something from a discarded block of marble. When I finally revealed him in January 1504, the reaction was immediate and overwhelming. The operai knew they were no longer looking at a sculpture meant to stand high, a cathedral buttress. They were looking at a symbol of Florence itself. My David isn't the triumphant hero of most depictions. You won't find Goliath's head at his feet. Capture him in the electric moment before battle, watchful, focused, calculating. His brow is furrowed, his neck tense, his veins prominent. One hand holds the stone, the other the sling draped over his shoulder. Every muscle is defined, every proportion precise yet intentionally distort. Yes, distort. His hands are oversized, his head and upper body larger than strict anatomical correctness would demand. Why? Because art isn't mere imitation, it's interpretation. I knew it would be viewed from below, so I compensated accordingly. His right hand holding the stone that would fell Goliath is deliberately enlarged. It is, after all, the hand of God's chosen instrument. When the Signoria Florence governing council saw him, they immediately changed their plans. This was no mere decoration for the cathedral. This was Florence, a small republic standing defiant against larger, more powerful state, just as David faced Goliath with nothing but courage and cleverness. Florence stood against the political giant of the day. My David could stand guard not at the cathedral, but outside the Palazzo Vecchio, the seat of a Florentine government. Moving him was a spectacle in itself. It took 4 days to transport him, the half a mile from my workshop to Piazza della Signoria. 40 men pushed the wooden cart holding his massive frame over 14 feet tall, more than 60 tons of marble. We moved at night to avoid the crowds, though crowds gathered anyway. Some 3 stones said him. There are always those who fear greatness. Guards had to be posted to protect him. But on June 8, 1504, he was installed on the platform beside the entrance of the Palazzo Vecchio, facing Rome with a warning gaze. I left Florence shortly after summoned to Rome by Pope Julius II for that other torment of mine, the Sistine Chapel. But a part of me remained with David, my defiant youth standing against giants. Now he stands in the Academia Gallery, protected from the element that began to damage him after a century in the air, in the open air. A copy stands in the original location, but it's just that, a copy. There is only one David, carved from a discarded block by my hand, brought to life by my vision. I'm Michelangelo Buonarroti, and this is my David, not just a sculpture, but a moment of human determination, frozen in marble, a testament to what can emerge from what others discard as flawed. And this is a beautiful story that Michelangelo told about his David. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.